Happy birthday, nephew.
That's simple. A lot of like to spend their money. We love to spend our money. We can't take none of this. None. Ain't no armored trucks pulling up at no funerals. Simple. So you better enjoy this. A fool and his money will park. We do this. So
Yeah. So look, I do want to do a BMF film because you've been entertained by a lackluster, small budget series. Now it's time to do a big budget film.
Lil Meech just shook the entire hip-hop world to its core. He's accusing Rick Ross of finessing Big Meech out of a jaw-dropping $120 million. And that claim didn't just circulate, it detonated. What started as low whispers online has spiraled into a full-blown standoff. BMF versus Rick Ross. And right now, neither side looks willing to fold.
What would lead to February 13th, the Big Meech home benefit concert. It's gonna be iconic. Too many names to list, but let me salute some of the legends. Lil Baby, Boss Man D-Lo, 21 Savage, Sexy Red, Ricky Rose. Now, this the first time it's ever been done. Me performing BMF with the icon himself. This gonna be special.
Epic.
Get your tickets right now.
I'm back.
A quick Google search for you says that your net worth is $20 million.
I know I got more money than that. I might go 70 days without looking at my exact total amount of my money because it give me anxiety, keep looking at numbers all day. It's like when you put money in stocks, the stock trader told me, say, put a lot of money in stock, don't keep looking at that. It'll drive you crazy.
The streets are blazing. Timelines flooded. Group chats lit. Opinions split clean down the middle. And everybody keeps coming back to one burning question. Did Rick Ross really play one of the most respected names in street history for clout and a bag?
Right now, my shoulder broke, but we still getting to the money. We still count paper. This ain't a pump and dump, baby.
Think about it. It was all part of the plan. 50 Cent and Rick Ross, they set up Big Meech. Freeway Ricky, Rick Ross, and now you got 50 Cent, he owning the rights to
At first, it felt like the ultimate redemption story. Big Meech came home last October, and the culture was ready to embrace him. People believed the legend was stepping into a new chapter, rebuilding the empire the legitimate way through film, business moves, and long-term power plays.
Take a picture with Rick Ross. Put your back against the wall and just slide down.
That's when Ross entered the picture, talking heavy money and even heavier visions. A $120 million movie deal, a promise to cement Meech's story as a Hollywood legacy. On paper, it sounded airtight: film contracts, luxury brand tie-ins, a worldwide BMF franchise. But behind closed doors, the word on the street says it was all smoke. No film, no finalized deal, no wire transfer, just talk.
Ross nigga shit a couple weeks ago about a girl that you're not even with no more.
We wearing Travis Scotts all week.
What is it with you and Ross that's just been going on for so long?
Nothing else works for him outside of mentioning me. When things get bad, you mention me. It gets covered first. I get covered across the board. They get covered on the hip hop blogs. It is what it is. And you watch because I have nothing else to say. You just see it happen periodically as it goes. You know, you see that big white elephant, that property he lives at? It costs more than the nightclubs. He's in the nightclubs. What kind of rich cut his own grass? Why you out there cutting your own grass? You trying to save money, nigga? You don't want to pay for the lawn to get cut, huh?
Ain't nothing wrong with cutting your grass.
Sources say Ross played it smooth. Big talk, flashy industry ties, and promises that never quite landed. Big Meech saw loyalty, others saw positioning. Ross gained visibility and momentum, while the BMF brand drifted deeper into uncertainty. One insider even said people felt for Lil Meech, but pointed at the veterans. They should have read the room. This wasn't personal. It was business. And business doesn't pay out blind trust.
Biggest boss Ricky Rose just got word. Meech concert not happening tonight, but 3:05 is going down at the office. Meet us there. Bam!
Meanwhile, 50 Cent, the architect behind the modern BMF legacy through his hit series, wasn't about to stay silent. From the beginning, 50 backed the show, covered Lil Meech's acting training, and gave him the platform that transformed him from a street figure into a breakout star.
When that song came out, that's probably like the hottest I ever seen a rapper. People was confronting Ross everywhere, 100 deep, with Larry Hoover Jr. 100 deep to confront Ross about saying the old man name in the song. Even some of the BMF guys for saying he think he Big Meech. When it come to Meech, Meech had guys getting BMF tats on their face in the pen.
He treated the BMF story like sacred ground, shaping it into a cultural force. Then Lil Meech shocked everybody by linking with Ross instead of the man who helped build him up. That decision sparked a quiet tension behind the scenes, and eventually that silence cracked.
I'm Big Meech, entrepreneur here at 5 Star Smiles to make sure that my smile is right forever. First off, English is everything to me, you know, so the first thing people notice is the smile. So knowing that I was going to be doing probably interviews and stuff like that and be in the limelight, wanted to make sure that was the first thing I had did. And that's the thing, like a lot of people in the prison, they neglect it.
50 hit social media doing what he does best, trolling with calculated precision. He joked about Ross sending Wingstop to Big Meech's prison address, but underneath the punchlines was a sharper message. Ross wasn't building the legacy, he was benefiting from it. Then it got personal. 50 started airing details fans had never heard, alleging Lil Meech showed up to set intoxicated, getting sick during training, losing discipline. He even laughed about finding whippets in Meech's truck, saying he had to Google what they were.
Yeah. So look, I do want to do a BMF film because you've been entertained by a lackluster, small budget series. Now it's time to do a big budget film. Which director? Shout out to my homie F. Gary Gray, Antoine Foucault, what's up? Tarantino. It's a lot of legends. This is gonna be big. I can feel it. I'm just talking.
But the point was clear. 50 wanted the public to see he was the only one moving with structure, while everyone else was treating the BMF name like a game.
Take a picture with Rick Ross. You like a hoe, nigga. Put your back against the wall and just slide down.
And while all this tension was building, Lil Meech stayed posted up with Ross, smiling for cameras, hitting clubs, moving like everything was solid. But the streets weren't sold anymore. People started calling the partnership exactly what it looked like: performative, ego-driven, and built on promises that never cashed out.
February 13th, the Big Meech benefit concert. It's gonna be iconic. Too many names to list, but let me salute some of the legends. Lil Baby, Boss Man D-Lo, 21 Savage, Sexy Red, Ricky Rose. Now, this the first time it's ever been done. Me performing BMF with the icon himself. It's gonna be special.
Epic.
Get your tickets right now.
I'm back.
It didn't take long for the tide to turn. Fans started switching up fast. Even Tony Yayo stepped in, reminding everybody that 50 had stood beside Lil Meech from the very beginning. No gimmicks, no loud, performative loyalty, just solid, consistent backing when it actually mattered.
You took a picture with Rick Ross. Put your back against the wall and just slide down.
The moment Lil Meech chose a side, the fractures became obvious. Money slowed, momentum dipped, tension started building. Then Michael Rainey Jr., Tarek from Power, dropped a comment that set the internet on fire. He said he didn't feel sorry for Lil Meech or Big Meech, because grown men should have seen it coming. That clip spread instantly. Meanwhile, Ross kept rolling like nothing cracked, promoting shows, pushing dates. February 13th. Tickets on sale. Miami, Detroit, ATL.
You took a picture with Rick Ross. Put your back against the wall and just slide down.
As soon as 50 caught wind of that, he lit up social media again, co-signing Michael Rainey Jr.'s stance and doubling down hard. In his eyes, it exposed shaky loyalty and reckless decision-making. The message was blunt. Lil Meech picked clout over allegiance, and Ross was once again benefiting off another man's legacy. And people close to the situation say this pattern isn't new.
Yes, Charleston White is correct. I'm a rapper, not a dealer. Be sure to catch my new show, 50 Cent, 50 Ways to Catch a Killer.
They claim Ross has history, even allowing members of his own circle to get pressed in Canada just to test their loyalty. Cold, strategic, very Ross.
Trying to decide how we gonna roll at this Meech concert tonight. 2 lambs, 4 Raris, 5 double R's, something like that.
Then, almost predictably, Ross tried to spin the story again, announcing a massive BMF film he said would eclipse 50 series. He threw out heavyweight names like Gary Gray and Tarantino. But let's be honest, that sounded more like promo than paperwork.
Seeing a lot of about the Big Meech concert getting canceled. What I'm not seeing is anybody blaming Rick Ross for this. Nobody is saying, yo, Rick Ross.
It was Ross in his familiar lane. Loud declarations, viral moments, spotlight firmly on him. That's when the narrative really shifted, and the culture started reading between the lines. Whack 100 jumped in, labeling Ross the true villain. No sugarcoating. He argued Ross was never truly loyal to Big Meech, just strategic, using the BMF name to fire subtle shots at 50. Whack kept it simple. If there was real respect, business would have been handled quietly. Instead, it became spectacle.
A quick Google search for you says that your net worth is $20 million.
I know I got more money than that. I might go 70 days without looking at my exact total amount of my money, because it give me anxiety keep looking at numbers all day. It's like when you put money in stocks, the stock trader told me, say, put a lot of money in stock, don't keep looking at that. It's gonna drive you crazy.
A one-man rollout powered by questionable loyalty and constant clout plays. Every interview, every caption, every big announcement somehow circled back to Ross, not the BMF legacy. The pattern started looking obvious. The mission wasn't preservation, it was attention. He wore Big Meech's name like a badge, leveraging the association to polish his own image. And that spoke volumes.
Think about it. It was all part of the plan. 50 Cent and Rick Ross, they set up Big Meech. Freeway Ricky, Rick Ross, and now you got 50 Cent, he owning the rights to
Ross wasn't moving for the culture, he was moving for visibility. From the jump, he played both angles, hyping Meech with talk of million-dollar deals and empires, while the only empire visibly expanding was his own. Behind the scenes, he even helped widen the gap between Big Meech and 50 Cent, the man who revitalized BMF through television and gave it a second life. When the dust settled, all that lingered were broken assurances and headlines that didn't translate to anything tangible.
This is the gentleman's side of Meech, right? Yep. The plane lands Friday night. It's like 12 midnight. Alex calls me. He's like, yo, Chris, Meech needs the biggest suite in Cancun. I'm like, I ain't no travel agent. He's like, no. When I landed, they told me that you got the presidential suite at the Coral Beach. I'm like, are you crazy? Like, I love Meech, but I'm not giving him my room. I'm like, yo, man, I'm not giving him my room. He's like, he'll give you $60,000 right now. I was paying $3,000 a night. He had that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. But here's the gentleman's side of Meech. I switched to another suite. I get a phone call. I'm like, yo, what's up? Who's this? He's like, yo, is this Chris Latimer? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yo, we up in the presidential suite. I got some messages from you. I'm like, all right, cool, man. Tell me what they are. And I'm like, yo, brother, man, thanks a lot, man. Yo, tell Meech, good looking out, man. He's like, Chris, it is Meech.
That's important because a lot of people don't understand, to get to the top, you have to pay attention to every small detail. And knowing me calling him hear my voice, he knows the kind of man that I am.
Ross jumped online bragging about buying up people's masters, even name-dropping 50 Cent and claiming he could grab his catalog whenever he felt like it. Then he threw shots at Lil Meech too, saying 50 had to pull him out of Detroit just to show him how to move properly. It was slick, calculated, meant to embarrass both of them in one sweep. But instead, it highlighted Ross' constant need to control the room. And once the spotlight cooled, he disappeared from Meech's circle completely. Ghost. That's when the whispers got louder. Insiders started hinting that Ross may have played a part in Lil Meech's Welcome Home benefit concert getting shut down, a show fans first blamed on 50. But people close to it told a different version. They claimed Ross didn't want Meech rebuilding momentum. Keeping him sidelined worked better, while Ross positioned himself online as the bridge from the streets to the spotlight. That wasn't solidarity, that was self-preservation. Using another man's chapter for engagement. And when the clicks slowed, so did the loyalty. Lil Meech tried firing back online, calling 50 an internet gangster, accusing him of hiding behind social media for attention. But the response was cold. Fans read it as damage control, an attempt to patch up a narrative already unraveling. The memes flooded timelines. The situation turned into a cautionary tale about how fast perception shifts when loyalty and money clash. And Ross' track record only fueled the narrative. Every time he aligns with someone who already carries weight, turbulence seems to follow. Deals stall. Alliances strain. People fade out. Look at Maybach Music Group, Meek Mill, Whale, Gunplay. Big moments under the MMG banner, but whispers of unpaid balances, paperwork issues, long-standing frustration. The stories piled up. Ross smiling for cameras, maneuvering behind them, control over unity, spotlight over structure. After a while, the pattern stopped looking random. Ross knows how to play the board, often elevating himself while others absorb the fallout. If BMF was truly about legacy, it could have been built quietly, respectfully. Instead, it went public, almost daring 50 to respond. Because this was bigger than contracts. It was ego. It was dominance. 50 was defending something he built brick by brick. Ross? He looked like he was poking for reaction. Even Meek Mill, once seen as Ross' closest ally, eventually created distance after realizing MMG wasn't designed for shared wins. The stage only had room for one name, Rick Ross. And now critics say that same formula is playing out with Big Meech and Lil Meech. The promised $120 million empire? Vapor. No paperwork. No production. Just headlines, most of them benefiting Ross. People started connecting dots. Whenever Ross buzz slows, he aligns with someone carrying credibility. Drake, Meek, Larry Hoover's name. Now Big Meech. Meanwhile, 50 flipped real-life stories into franchise machines. Power, Raising Cannon, BMF. Turning pain into production. Narrative into ownership. That contrast isn't subtle. One builds infrastructure, the other builds moments. Fans began saying it outright. Ross plays checkers. 50 plays chess. One chases the viral spike. The other stacks long-term equity. And with every new situation, the same ending appears. Confusion for everyone else. Cameras on Ross.at this point. The blueprint feels familiar. Ross amplifies other people's legacies, filters them through his brand, and moves on when the energy dips. And this didn't start with Big Meech. It traces back to the original Rick Ross, the real figure whose name he adopted while that man was incarcerated. An entire rap persona built from someone else's reality. The real Rick Ross even tried to reclaim his name legally, and Ross leaned into the controversy, turning it into fuel. Then came the Larry Hoover references. Now Big Meech, another powerful name folded into the narrative. The difference this time? The audience is watching closer. They're questioning how legacy turns into marketing, how loyalty turns into rollout strategy. Meanwhile, 50's footprint keeps expanding. While Ross plays loud, 50 plays strategic. Stacking series, negotiating deals, building universes. Years ago, he labeled Ross a fraud. Now people are revisiting the receipts, interviews, screenshots, recurring themes. One viral comment summed it up bluntly. Rick Ross is a fraud. Period. And it resonated because it felt consistent. Line up the situations and the pattern repeats. Ross aligns with credibility, promises scale, exits when momentum shifts. MMG. Street affiliations. BMF. Even the hyped BMF film, big director names floated. But no script, no confirmed deal. Just noise. Publicity for Ross. Fallout for others. Now Lil Meech is absorbing the backlash, and the question hangs heavy. Was he blinded by loyalty or caught in a bigger play he didn't recognize? Either way, it's a harsh industry lesson. Image drives everything, and Ross understands how to engineer it. When silence creeps in, he finds a new alliance, a new headline, a new spark, and turbulence seems to trail behind. Former associates speak up. Artists reference shaky contracts. Partners hint at empty promises. An empire critics say is built more on illusion than infrastructure. Exposure over allegiance. Headlines over delivery. So the culture is asking, was Ross ever truly writing for Big Meech? Or was he trying to embody the image himself? Because when you revisit that BMF record, was it tribute or absorption? Respect or rebranding? That question keeps resurfacing. Big Meech's legacy was supposed to symbolize redemption. Instead, it's tangled in controversy. Now that everything feels like it's unraveling, fans are calling it ego, manipulation, clout dependency. So what's next? Can Lil Meech repair the trust? Can Big Meech regain control of his narrative? Time will answer that. But one theme keeps echoing: real ones build, others borrow, and the streets are deciding which is which. Drop your thoughts below. Who's actually winning here? And who's just playing optics? Subscribe, like, share, and stay tapped in because this isn't finished yet.